Just walking through the tattoo shop before my appointment, heard a pop. It has not been right since. Well, I had a different video planned for today, but that's okay. The other day when I was tattooing, somehow I just absolutely jacked up my back. No clue why or how, just walking through the tattoo shop before my appointment, heard a pop. It has not been right since. When I first started tattooing, started my apprenticeship on the very first day that I came in, my mentor sat me down and told me, you're gonna have bad eyes, bad hands, and a bad back within about 10 or 15 years. And right about now, I'm thinking I should have taken him way more seriously. So, because of that, I am taking it easy. What better time to answer some of your questions? First up, are tattoo balms worth it? It's kind of an ambiguous question. It depends on what you mean by tattoo balms. Something along the lines of like hustle butter that can be used during your tattoo and during the healing process. Absolutely great. Nothing in there that's really gonna be too reactive or irritating for most people's skin. Something like that usually works pretty well, and it's not totally necessary, but it can be an alternative to something like a sensitive skin lotion, which is usually the baseline for what I recommend for tattoo aftercare. If we're talking about tattoo balm as aftercare, some of it depends on how you heal. Everybody's skin's gonna be a little bit different. Some people work best with something a little bit heavier, more like Aquaphor. Other people kind of need something a little more thin that's going to kind of evaporate quicker, like Lubriderm sensitive skin or something along those lines. Something a little more liquid. The other type of tattoo balm that comes to mind is some kind of sketchy creams that I've seen for like tattoo removal or lightening, and none of that stuff seems like a good idea. Seems like a lot of it has like abrasive elements and kind of caustic chemicals. To my knowledge, nothing I have ever seen that claims to either remove or lighten tattoos as far as some sort of weird cream goes is ever going to work or be good for you. I would be highly skeptical of anything that claims it can do that. I'd just stay away from it if I were you. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Is it really freehand if you use a marker to draw on the tattoo stencil? Yes. Yes, it is. I will die on this hill. Why am I so amazing? Well, that's just sweet. Because I practice. Alright, in reference to getting tattoo apprenticeships, what are steps that you should take? Well, in 2021, don't expect that you're going to find a tattoo apprenticeship easily at all. With a lot of tattooers still suffering from the previous round of business shutdowns and rumors of possibly more business shutdowns coming up, you may have a hard time finding someone that's willing to take on an apprentice at this point. Going to be able to devote that time to teaching you instead of making themselves money. But my basic general advice is to find a tattoo artist who tattoos the way you believe that tattoos should look and get tattooed by them. Build a relationship with them. A lot of tattooers are not going to want to commit to spending the next 1 to 5 years with you full time to teach you for it to potentially not even work out unless they know that it's somebody that they're going to vibe with, that they're going to be okay with spending a lot of time around. Somebody that they know can take criticism, can be taught. Somebody that's not going to just think that they're perfect and refuse to actually learn anything. They want to make sure somebody's going to show up, pay attention, and is really serious about it. And in my experience, 99% of the people that ask me about apprenticeships are not even close to serious about it. They want the image, they want to be like the cool guy at parties. They don't actually want to put in the time and work, the effort that it takes to really run a business and be good at what you do. To care enough to have the ethics to deal with people in the vulnerable way that we have to deal with people sometimes. So getting tattooed by an artist who you like, is clean, has a good reputation, is a great first step at potentially getting an apprenticeship. Honorable mentions are be able to draw. The amount of people that have asked me about getting apprenticeships or apprenticing with me that have never drawn anything in their life is staggering. One of the best pieces of advice that I've gotten in my career about tattooing is if you can't do it on paper, you shouldn't do it on skin. If you can't draw, you probably have no business tattooing people. And I know I've said this before, I think in one of my podcast episodes, be prepared to hear the word no. When you ask for an apprenticeship, nobody owes you an apprenticeship. You're asking someone to take a massive amount of time out of their schedule. Sometimes an artist just legitimately can't take that time to do that for you. Other times, they're wanting to see how you react to hearing the word no. More than likely, those folks will give you some sort of like a task to complete with your artwork. In looking through your portfolio, they'll see something that could be improved and they'll tell you about it. They'll say, well, if you do this, your artwork is going to look better and work well for tattoos. And they want to see whether or not you go home, do that thing, and come back to show them. Because if you don't have the humility to admit that your artwork could be better and be willing to go and improve, if you're not the type of person that's willing to take a critique instead of freaking out, then there's really no point in them teaching you at all. Because the entire goal is to be better every single tattoo you do. Because at its heart in tattooing, you have the responsibility of changing someone for the rest of their life. And if you don't take that seriously and strive to be the absolute best that you can be, then you probably don't need to be tattooing. And that actually leads me into my next point about improving your portfolio. Have a portfolio. Doesn't have to be super complicated, massive, and the best thing ever. Just choose like 10 or 20 of what you feel are your best pieces. Put them in a folder or like a nice portfolio or the little plastic pro folios. Just somewhere that it looks fairly nice. You also definitely want to see sketchbooks. We want to see your thought process behind how you plan things. It doesn't matter if it's just a bunch of scribbles. 99% of my sketchbooks look like hot trash, but we want to see how you think about putting together your pieces. Let whoever it is that you're wanting to get an apprenticeship from look through all that stuff and really listen to what they have to say about it. Yeah, I know, little buddy. I don't know if you can hear my dog snoring back here. And on this TikTok video, this filter makes you look like a bald Hulkinator. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks. Alright, next question. Do you prefer to use Saniderm or do you prefer to cover it with tape and pad? I'm assuming by tape and pad you probably mean like chicken diapers. I've heard it called a bunch of names. But basically like the same little pad that you find like in grocery store steaks in a little like styrofoam tray with plastic around it. I've seen people use those on tattoos, kind of old school. Hell, I've seen people do all sorts of like sketchy stuff with tattoos. Duct tape and electrical taping pieces of like industrial contractor trash bags from the Home Depot onto their tattoos or just wadded up paper towels. I definitely prefer to use Saniderm or Tegaderm, any of that type of bandage. There are some really good options in that realm. Even some of the cheaper offshoots that I've tested on myself seem to work better than either dry healing, which I preferred for years, or definitely putting something on it like a chicken diaper. Next, in relation to this TikTok video, wait, can you teach me? Maybe this will unclog my sinuses. No. Alright, and next question. What sideshow acts did I do? Well, kind of the basics as far as that sort of performance go. I would do the blockhead, where I would hammer a nail into my face. I did a lot of mind-reading stunts. Some pain-proof person acts with a big hat pin, big skewer, and some fire-eating. This one's not even a question, but I feel like it deserves an honorable mention. My artist and I ate dinner together last time I got one, and both had gas. We took fart breaks. It was closed, so no bystanders were harmed. Seriously, definitely appreciate that kind of consideration for your tattoo artist. If you have to fart, just let them know you need a fart break. If you want me to answer your question, you could leave it in the comments below, or you can join my Patreon, where I'm probably going to be doing a bunch of Q&A stuff kind of soon. You'll be able to see a bunch of behind the scenes and exclusive content, early content, not to mention getting discounts on art and merch. Definitely join the Patreon community and say hey to me in my Discord. You can also reach me for tattoo questions and like art advice and all that sort of stuff, critiques and whatnot in my Discord community as well. I'm going to go take some ibuprofen and hope that it helps my back so that I can actually like lay down right like a normal person before my tattoo appointment tomorrow. But I will see you later. Keep being rad, y'all.